because my hair, for me, it's been a very close journey of watching my hair kind of grow and develop it through my natural hair journey, but then also like some personal development happening all at the same time. And are you listening? Damn. Hey, beautiful people. It is your girl, Tando Manaka, and I am Media Mom. Welcome back to those of you who are returning, and welcome to those of you who are new to the channel. So, guys, I would suggest, highly recommend that you hit that subscribe button just so that you're always up to date with what I'm posting. Because, guys, this video is going to be a little bit different, right? We're shifting gears a little bit and talking more personal than professional. I would like to take you guys through my hair journey thus far, going way back in high school when I decided to first go natural and the disaster that was, and then leaning on to later on deciding to cut all my hair off. My gosh, I was going through it. And then ultimately starting my locks eventually. So I'd love to take you through this journey with me as I learn to be more vulnerable. So hope you guys enjoy the rest of the video and don't forget to subscribe. So we're gonna go way back to grade 9, which was 2008. Oh my gosh. I feel old. So I was going through this constant battle of trying to get my hair to grow really long, and it would never. I mean, it didn't matter what I did, what I tried, my hair would always just kind of end around my neck, and that frustrated the heck out of me. So I got really annoyed, got frustrated, and at this point, I was relaxing my hair a lot. Like I was doing the touch ups and I was braiding my hair a lot. So you could not keep me away from what are these called again? These big braids, box braids. You could not keep me away from box braids. Box braids were my thing, right? But I was struggling with getting my hair to really grow the way I wanted it to grow. And at this point, I was getting onto YouTube, and natural hair YouTube was popping. Like it was starting to bubble up, right? So you had influencers like Natural 85 just glowing and living their best life with their natural hair growing all the way down their backs. And I was like, me too, I want this. So I took the plunge and I stopped relaxing. Went cold turkey, just cut off relaxers completely. And then as my growth started to grow out, I then eventually chopped off the relaxed ends of my hair. So I had this like cute little fro thing going on. And then, unfortunately, I think it was in grade 10, the following year, once I started my natural hair journey, we had an exchange student come stay with us whose name is Carmen. Carmen is from a country called Bilbao, which is next to Spain, from what I remember her explaining to us. And Carmen had this thing called a straightener. Guys, and if you're growing your natural hair for the very first time, like the curliness, the bushiness, it's cute as a fro, but like the detangling was always like a mission, and you always want to get that sleek, slick back look, you know, throw back to Cat Williams. But anyway, and I was not getting that. So I started using hair straightener and I was like, let me just straighten my hair every now and then. At this point, guys, forgive me, I knew nothing about heat protectant. So this resulted in my hair getting burnt every single time I straightened it. And I was not playing around, I was not here to play. As somebody who's very active, like swimming, like I enjoy water, my hair will coil up very quickly after straighten. So I'll do it like every week. Like I was straightening all the time. And this eventually resulted in a lot of damage, heat damage, that is. There was also another incident which goes back to why I don't like going to salons in general. I actually had like I was going to get my hair washed and I wanted like a blowout look. So just and at this point I had inches. Like I had good hair. And I went to the salon with my dad, and I remember he was getting like, haircut, facial, whatnot. And he was sitting next to me, and he was just like, dude, something's not right. And when I looked up in the mirror, I just saw smoke everywhere. And like the entire salon filled up with smoke with this girl combing my hair and blow drying it. So essentially, she was frying my hair in real time. And without my dad prompting me, I wouldn't have actually stopped her because I was not paying attention. And this is again just an echo of how much I wanted to do this natural hair journey, but how little information I had. So my hair ended up burning and it's not giving what it was giving. And I went back to relaxers. I'm like, this is not working. Let me go back to what I know. Little did I know that the damage I was already experiencing would only get worse once I put a relaxer in. I was young. I was naive. We give young people grace. So fine. I eventually relaxed my hair again and then started to retry this natural hair journey because when I relaxed it, it was breaking off. Like it was literally falling off my head. And I was just like devastated the entire time. But it was definitely a learning experience. I learned in that moment or in those moments about how heat is not your friend in your hair. Like heat is nobody is friends with heat when it comes to your hair. Your hair will fight back and it fought back. So I went through a lot of phases of heat damage before relaxing, then heat damage after relaxing, and then I just eventually had to cut it all off. And this was like progressively happening between year nine into my matric year, where I was just going back and forth with am I relaxing? Am I fully natural? Da da da. Right. And I eventually stuck to the natural hair thing because I wanted more volume in my hair, and relaxed look was not giving me the volume that I was looking for, right? And again, like I say, I was young, I was naive, I didn't know better. But then we get to after high school, guys. Like I said, in high school, I went through all these phases, short hair, long hair, and I never really went that short. But then when I got to college, I went to this creative school. So expression was everything, and I felt so free finally to like do cool things and really explore with my hair. And I did what I would call like a rugged look. Like I think my ultimate goal with my hair was getting to a place where I'd have minimal effort, but then it would just look good. That's what I wanted. And I didn't know how I was going to achieve this. But when I got to college, I kind of grew out my fro and just let my fro grow out. I would style it. I would try to look cute every now and then, but nothing really hectic. I wasn't doing anything crazy with my hair. I was just growing my fro out and it grew. Like this is where I saw like length come through because I was doing better in terms of maintenance and learning more online about how to take care of natural hair. I started to actually see length and my hair was flourishing. Like I had volume, I had length, and I was just on top of the world, right? College was peak for my hair. And then I started getting into the workspace. And in that, you're always a little bit subconscious about how your hair presents in the office. And yes, we are in South Africa, but there are still a lot of like stereotypes around African hair and how you dress it up or how you present yourself with your hair, especially in the workplace. And I was always a bit subconscious about it, but I always took pride also in the fact that, hey, my hair is healthy though. Like you can be mad at like the fact that it doesn't look that neat, but like I got hair and it's healthy. So I rocked my fro, styled it, the cute little puffs, did like top puffs. I did like what do I call I like Powerpuff Girl puffs. Like I would do all those little cute styles, and I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed that journey, but I won't lie, it was very taxing in terms of time. The amount of time that I invested into doing my hair, and this is like every night you do a style so you can go to sleep and then you don't have the shrinkage, and then you wake up in the morning, you gotta undo the style, put it in like a cute little pixie, not pixie, but like a little cute hairstyle. And it was taxing in terms of time, but I could manage it. I was juggling school and work and my hair essentially. And those were the three main things I was doing. So I managed to juggle that going into my working like years, and it worked when it did. Unfortunately, I did have some periods like where I had burnt out in my career, just like I had overexerted myself and just I found myself just doing too much. And I was like very junior. I was like an intern junior, at this point in my career, but I was doing too much. I was putting too much time and stressing myself out to a point where I started to see clumps of hair fall out. And that was scary. On top of the burnout, my personal life also was taking a bit of a turn. I was in a very long relationship at this point, and it was coming to an end, and that brought on its own little depresso espresso. So the stress of career being feeling like I was overworking myself, and also my relationship that I thought I would see into my adulthood, seeing that falling apart, I went through a very depressive state. And let me just say, my hair took the brunt of it. So I went through this stressful period in my life, right? And my hair took the brunt of it. And during that time, I decided like I needed to figure out what I was going to do with my hair. Like I needed to figure out what this new chapter of my life is, or what this new picture of what life is going to look like is going to be. Like I had already had a vision, and clearly we were detouring. So I needed to reroute myself and figure out what am I going to be doing with my hair, because my hair, for me, it's been a very close journey of watching my hair kind of grow and develop it through my natural hair journey, but then also like some personal development happening all at the same time. And I do very closely correlate the two, like my personal growth and the growth of my hair, because I've noticed, just how my hair has improved as I've improved my self-esteem, my self-perception, how I see myself and how what I think of myself. As that has improved, so has my hair. And that's a deep dive we can get into another day. But with all of that happening, I needed to figure out what was next, right? I needed to figure out what was I going to do next, and how was I going to figure out my life, wrangle this life of mine, and come together. While all of this was happening, of course, life continues, and I actually became a mom, and that was jarring. It was a reality shift because I was very scared of becoming a mom, even though it was something I always wanted. Like little girls dream about, they say little girls dream about their weddings from like a young age. For me, I dreamt of motherhood, dreamt of being the mom that drives my kid around and does all the activities. That was for me what adulting was all about. So I became a mom, and I was like, okay, this hair thing, I can't do my hair. Like I quickly learned that I can't do my hair the way I used to do my hair before I was a mom. I didn't have that much time. I've got this newborn over here, and I need to detangle my hair. So it became very difficult. And I attempted very briefly to like do locks. And it was just, oh, guys, these locks are beautiful. I still have them actually. I have them in a bag. I remember when I cut them off, I had cut my daughter's hair as well for the very first time, and I kept both of our hair in like little baggies in this memory box that I've got. But anyway, I eventually decided to do micro-locs, and they were gorgeous, guys. Gorgeous. They were so tiny, so tiny, so tiny. And that's where I got myself messed up, because it was so tiny that the maintenance was not practical for me anymore. Like I was trying to do something to make my life more practical. Like, okay, now I can do my hair at least a couple of hours on one day instead of like every second day spending a couple of hours. Like it's like every couple of weeks I'll spend a few hours in a day. But they were so tiny that it was not a few hours in a day. And my child was also so tiny that I didn't have a few hours a day to spare. So it ended up stretching my retie sessions. And I was like, okay, this is not gonna work. I can't manage this. And I was too tired to undo it. So I cut them off. I cut my locks off, and I decided to start on a new slate and just go with my bald head. And funny enough about that, like if somebody had told me that I would do this down the line, I would have said hell no, never could be me. Because weirdly enough, when I was younger, growing up And my dad always like he hated the monthly maintenance of like doing your hair and all of these stuff, right? So he would always be like, "Why don't you guys just cut your hair? It's so much cheaper." Da, da, da. And I'm like, "Sir, no." I also didn't think I had the head shape for it. Like, yeah, no, I just didn't believe I could pull that off back then. This time around, I guess because of necessity, I did it. And I actually enjoyed it. That was the thing I was not expecting. And I think the most surprising part of my hair journey is how much I enjoyed having no hair, like having nothing to worry about, nothing to be stressed about. And I guess it was in that moment that I realized I needed something so low maintenance that it felt like I didn't have to think about my hair all the time. Like my hair was no longer a job or a task or a chore, but just something that is, you know? So cool. I went through the short hair experience. I played around with it. Oh my gosh, the amount of bleach that I used, guys, in that like year or 2 year span. I used so much bleach. And then in Necto got these conditioners, these coloring conditioners, and I went ham. I tried it all. I tried the pink, I tried the blue, I tried the pink and the blue together. In fact, I still think I have these bottles in the house somewhere because I'm a hoarder and I don't like throwing things away. So they're somewhere, if I haven't thrown them out yet. In fact, no, I think I only threw them out when I moved into the house. But anyway, yeah, we'll talk about my hoarding in a different video. But yeah, I enjoyed this period of my hair journey because I really got to play around and I didn't care so much about how I looked. I was just kind of vibing. I was just going with it. Oh yes, I forget. So here's a picture of me and the tassel top where I was like, "Girl, you finna get locks," and I was like, "Okay, wait. Before I lock in and really commit to doing locks again because I saw what happened the first time and I did the micro locks. I had to cut it off because it was just too much admin for me to comb it out. I know everyone's just like comb it out. No, you need a solid 2 weeks of free time to comb out your locks, in my opinion. Especially like my hair, like it's so tangled all the time. So I went back to relaxer, and I went back to relaxer this time wanting to understand how to do relaxer right. Because I think a lot of the times when we as Black girls complain about our hair not growing, our hair getting damaged when we're using relaxers, it's because we're not using it right. We're not following the right routine. We're not ensuring that every time we relax again, that we're not relaxing hair that's already relaxed, we're just relaxing growth. So I learned a lot during this time and I used it as market research when I had my relaxed hair. But it was fun. I won't lie. I enjoyed the looks. I enjoyed the aesthetic of this pixie that I was giving. It was really fun, but it wasn't really for me. Like I don't think relaxed hair is just aesthetically. It's just it doesn't fit my vibe. It was also still so much admin because like if I didn't comb it out, if I didn't use a cream or whatever, it just wasn't going to look quite as good as it did the first day. So I got frustrated with that, and I was just like, you know what, not for me, and I cut my hair again. I cut my hair quite a few times. Like I restarted and cut my hair. In fact, now that I'm thinking about it, quite a few times. But I eventually decided to just cut it off and start afresh and started with the short hair. And this is where I was like, girl, it's time. It's time for you to lock in. It's time for you to really commit and do the locks. And I don't know what it was. In fact, it was my birthday coming up. Yes, that's what it was. My birthday was coming up. I was about to turn 30, and I was like, girl, you need to get into your grown woman stage. Like, you're a grown woman now. It's about time to switch things up. So I did exactly that. So now at this point, this is like in my 30s. I have now currently been locked for about 15 months. Yeah, 15 months. And it has been an interesting journey. Like, I definitely went through the ugly lock phase. And because I started I started with really short hair and I just basically did some twists. And I was like, I'm not sure because then I was not sure about the size. I knew I couldn't go very small, but I knew I didn't want big locks. I wanted small locks. So I did a twist style and I was like, okay, this is gonna be my locks. These are gonna be my locks. And I think a few days later, I was like, I'm not feeling this. This is not the size that I want. So I split the twists in half. So I just basically detangled and I was like, these are my locks. So these are detangled twists. I then from there went to a salon and found a loctician. I searched. I actually really searched because I wanted a loctician who would be able to interlock my hair for me. At this point, I hadn't gotten my interlocking tools yet, but I couldn't find one. Like nobody's about interlocking, everybody's about palm rolling. And I was like, okay, fine. I'll palm roll and I'll style. So I did palm roll and style because I knew I didn't want to touch my hair. Just keep my hands out of my hair. Don't fidget, don't do anything because I didn't want them to puff out or unravel or whatever. So I did the style, kept it in for like a month, not even. I didn't like it. So I don't think I even lasted a month. Kept it in and then took it out and I was like, okay, these are my locks. I then finally got one of these interlocking tools on Take a Lot and I started to interlock it from the ends of the locks because these was kind of bundling up already. And then I started interlocking from the ends all the way down to my root. So that way the locks were kind of established, almost like an instant lock, but it was literally just me interlocking it from the end and then, working my way down to the root. And yeah, that has been basically my journey. In the first year, I was very sloppy. I did not do the 6 week, 8 week rule of retying. So I would oftentimes go as far as like 2 to 3 months without retying my hair. Now, in the moment, it didn't look cute. It was not the aesthetic. But it worked in my favor because every time I'd retie, I did see some significant length. Like it was much longer than it looked before. So that motivated me and like kept me going and like, okay, I can do this, I can do this. So that eventually happened. And yeah, now here I am 15 months later, been locked in basically. And what I've learned and what I appreciate about this is like you can have lock crushes, but then your locks are never going to look like somebody else's locks. Firstly, also, let your hair just do what it needs to do. And I appreciate definitely having this kind of carefree hair. What I love about these locks is that I don't really stress myself about how my hair looks every day. I kind of just spray some water, put in a little bit of oil, and I'll decide which side I want to part it. Do I want a middle part, want a side part, and Bob's your uncle. Some mornings I don't even need to do that. I just shake my hair out, literally just shake it out, and I'm good to go. Like I love the effortless um, feeling. Like I don't have to try that hard to do my hair. I don't have to try that hard for my hair to look good, and that's one thing I really love about it. I do now try, like, I've got an alarm on my phone to remind me every 6 weeks to do a retie, and it's always scheduled around a weekend. So I know that, okay, got the whole weekend. I can decide whether Saturday or Sunday do I want to put the time. I normally have to choose one or the other day because my daughter also now has locks. So I'll do hers first and then I'll do mine because hers, it's a lot easier. Her locks are a lot bigger than mine, but also because she has a smaller head, she doesn't have as many locks, so it's not as difficult to do. So yeah, that's pretty much how my journey is going on so far. And I do look forward to like posting more videos, letting you guys know like what the updates are, what have I changed about my hair routine, and like maybe let you guys know what I do for my hair when I do retie and like everyday maintenance. It's very low effort, so it's not really intense videos, but I think it's valuable in just understanding, right, how this lock journey works. And now, finally, I cannot talk about hair journeys and not mention Willows Mane. So Willows Mane is a brand that I started, and this was in 2020. Yeah. And I will say it was somewhat of a learning curve. Yeah, a lot of lessons were learned from this experience. I did start the business before starting in business school, so there were a lot of things that when I got to school and they were talking about it, like just in terms of managing finances for a business and all of that, I was like, oh, maybe I shouldn't have done that. And there were a lot of things that I could reflect on and be like, maybe next time this is how I approach it. So I did start this business, and its core focus is really about the simplicity of natural hair care. It is targeted towards African or African textured hair, right? So it's for anybody with relaxed, natural locks, whatever it is. And trust me, I've tried it with every stage of my hair, even when I played with color. And it is okay. So it essentially was a brand that I started after becoming a mom, and we are kind of confronted with the challenge of my daughter's skin issues. So she's got eczema, which was like mild to moderate at the time. So she had like patches on her skin, on her face, where it looked like she had been burnt, but it was the eczema. And I needed to figure out what can I use on my daughter's skin that will work for her and not cause a major reaction. So in trying to learn that, I started developing formulas for hair products that she could use also, that would not impact her negatively. And this was like a lot of trial and error, a lot of researching and learning. I eventually came up with this like core product range where it kept things simple and to the point. It was your daily spritz, your hair oil, your shea butter, as well as your shampoo, your clarifying shampoo, right? So it is very simple line, very basic products. And the foundational thinking behind it is I wanted a brand that right now in the market it's so saturated. It is like there's so many products doing so many things for you, and it gets confusing when all you really want, and I think the objective and goal for most people growing out their hair is that you want it to be healthy. If you've got healthy hair, any other thing you want to do with your hair is possible. Like you can say you want to bleach your hair, but if your hair is not healthy already, babe, don't bleach your hair. It's gonna get worse. You can relax your hair, go for it. But if your hair is not healthy, babe, don't do it. And I wanted a product that could be used by anybody just trying to achieve a natural, healthy hair journey. And it was really rooted in just healthy hair at the end of the day. All kind of grounded in routines and these core products. You could add anything else to the mix if you wanted to, but with these core products, you could achieve that aesthetic. I have had to since pause the business and kind of put it on the back burner because life, and also I made a lot of mistakes very early in setting up the business that I need to rectify now, and kind of streamline some things and processes that I think back then I couldn't think of, like how to do it best. So right now it's kind of like working through that process and understanding how I can best position my product and brand so that it is again accessible, but also the core of it is understood that it's about having healthy hair. I'm not about the aesthetics, the styling. Babe, if you want to do that, do you, boo? I'm all about kind of effortless beauty. I just want it to be simple. I don't want to have to think too much about it. I don't want to put that much effort into it. So that's essentially what the brand is. And Willow, of course, is my daughter. So Willow's Hair, basically, is the name of the brand, Willow's Mane. And yeah, I look forward to bringing it back. I've started to now look at formulas for conditioners, leave-in, as well as your mask. So I am in the works of bringing the brand back, but I don't want to talk too much about it. Rather, you guys start to see it kind of come through in my content, and hopefully, you guys will enjoy it and buy into the brand. But yeah, guys, that's pretty much my natural hair journey thus far. We don't know how it will go. Maybe I'll cut my locks off completely. We don't know. We really don't know. I feel like I will maintain a style that works with my lifestyle in that moment. It will always be grounded and rooted in my lifestyle. And since I want to go back to school, I don't think I'll be changing up my hair anytime soon because baby ain't gonna have any time to be doing my hair if I'm studying and doing everything else I'm doing. Because again, I like to choose violence. But yeah, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed that video and it was informative. Please remember, guys, subscribe, subscribe, subscribe. Don't forget to share if you care. Share with anybody, your enemies, your friends, share with everybody. They should know too. And even if they don't need to know, share with them just to ignore them. Thank you, guys. Bye.
Are you listening? Damn.